All right, welcome back. In this video, I'll be discussing the discussion board 8 assignment. So again, this one comes in several parts, but you have some options in this one, and each option will direct you towards several specific resources. So the title of this one is The Critical Constructionist Examination of the Topics of Crime and Deviance. Again, this is what we've been talking about throughout this module. Once again, a quote from the text. Since reactions to crime and deviance depend on features external to the behavior, again, that goes along with that relativity of deviance, there's not a one-to-one correspondence between levels of public fear and the actual threat posed by a particular crime or deviance. The media, a critical institution affecting social problem construction, help define which types of crimes and criminal are most threatening, and they tend to distort the real world of crime based on their considerations of what type of imagery and story will sell. So again, we've discussed this in the lectures. So please select, again, one of the topics from the below, and I'll discuss in just a second, and discuss how both media and hegemony, a common theme running through this course, have contributed to the popular construction of the issue. And please give at least 3 examples. So you're going to choose one and discuss how the media or cultural hegemony contribute to this idea of these being perhaps more I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for, more critical than they are. Okay, so please define the criminal or deviance issue from the perspective of critical constructionism. In other words, how does the popular construction contribute to the interests of certain powerful groups at the expense of the public interest? Okay, so the one of 4 topics that I'd like you, I'm sorry, 5 topics that I'd like you to consider. First would be the American punishment frenzy. To this section, again, there's sections of each of these in the Heiner text, which you can also read. To this, I would direct you toward the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation I posted in the course shell called The American Prison Frenzy, which will discuss America's rates of incarceration in comparison with the rest of the world. The second topic you can choose is the war on drugs. Once again, I'll direct you to a video by the eminent economist Milton Friedman, who, surprisingly to many, being a conservative capitalist, stood out very, very much in favor of ending the war on drugs. So hence the video that I'm directing you toward is called Milton Friedman and the War on Drugs. The third one you can talk about is the medicalization of deviance, which again we discussed in some detail in the lectures. And the video I'd ask you to look at in preparation for that is called Drugging of Our Children. Again, it discusses the proliferation of diagnoses of things like ADD, ADHD, and the medications that have been prescribed for dealing with that. The fourth topic you could choose would be street violence versus corporate violence, or street crime versus corporate violence. Again, in the lectures, I gave you the example of the Ford Pinto. Consumer advocate Ralph Nader made quite a name for himself and subsequent career talking about these things. And the video I'm directing you to there is called Ralph Nader: Why Aren't Corporate Crimes Prosecuted? Excuse me. So you can take a look at that. And then the last topic you can discuss is terrorism. Again, very, very, very loaded concept in our society, loaded with a lot of imagery and emotion. And the video that I posted in the course shell that talks about that is called The Real History of Terrorism. So you choose one of those. Again, watch the accompanying materials that I've just referred to for those, again, all listed in the course shell. And then discuss, again, 3 examples of how the media and hegemony have contributed to our ideas in society about this. And then, of course, from the critical perspective of the critical constructionist, how does this perpetuate the interests of certain elites in our society? And of course, as always, a minimum of 2 citations, please support your post, and please provide insightful feedback to a minimum of 2 others' posts. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.